Okay, hello, welcome. So today I will show you about a photovoltaic battery grid energy management system EMS with off-peak charging capability education kit. So this is the kit. So basically, it just show how the energy is managed for the photovoltaic battery grid system. So if you prefer to use icon method, so this is the icon, this is much more towards a word. Okay, so I show you the icon first. So you can see here, this is PV, which one direction goes into the AC bus. This is considered as AC bus. Okay, so basically everything is connected here. Okay, so but for PV is only one way, and of course for the TNB, okay, basically your energy supply from the grid. Okay, so either two-way, either you can buy it, which is from TNB to the grid, to the bus, and of course sell it from the bus to the TNB. Just for your information, in Malaysia, usually for this type of system, you only buy, no selling. But there is also selling, but that is another story. So I will not go detail into that. But for this case, I just go into general, which can buy and sell. And same with battery, of course, you can charge. Charge will go down and discharge will go up. And of course, this is load. Load is basically everything like lamp, aircon, okay, your refrigerator, the machine, okay, washing machine, and everything. Okay. Also, if you look here, this is the location of this one. Okay, location of the LED 7 segment. Okay. So of course there is also a switch here. This is the pace switch and this is the time switch. So the pace is this one. So if you go here, the slow pace is basically at the top. Okay, represent as the turtle. Okay, and the fast pace, which mean that the change is faster, you set as the rabbit. Okay, so that is the what you call the pace. Okay, so next is the time. So you can see here, this is the time switch, or basically this one is this one during the night and this one during the day. So why we have night and day? Because TNB has two rate. Okay, either night rate, okay, or they call it off-peak rate and peak rate. Okay, peak rate are usually during the day, and it is very much more expensive compared to the off-peak, which is at night. So this one is night, this one is day. And this one is to control the solar irradiance or the sunlight intensity. Okay, so and this one is to control the load. Okay, whether you want to make the load stronger or lower. Okay, so that is the system in the form of feature. But if you look here, this one also follow the coordination, okay, the location of this symbol. Okay, this one, and this one. Okay, so you can see here, this is in kilowatt hour. So everything is in kilowatt hour, which is the unit for the energy. And of course, this one is the different one. This is the level. Okay, why level? Level is basically the percentage of your battery capacity. This one. Okay, like your phone, you have a percentage of battery at the top. So this one is basically the same. Okay, so this one is considered as SOC in the engineering term. Okay, but in this education kit, we just call it level. Okay, so this is the energy, of course, the same as here. Okay, so like I said before, this is two-way. Okay, for the grid and the battery, you have two-way. So for this, you have to label it. So you can see here, when you want to buy from TNB, the value will become positive or no symbol. But if the value is negative, means that the energy is sell to the TNB. Same as here, if you charging the battery, it become positive. But if you discharge the battery, it will become negative for this. Okay, so level, of course, never go negative. Okay, same as your phone. Okay, it will never go to negative, only 0 to 100%. But for the energy, you can either positive or negative. Okay, so and of course, load is only one way. Okay, the load will always absorb the energy. Okay, like before, this is the switch. Okay, this one, and this one is the switch, which is slow and fast pace, or this one is the time. Okay, either is off peak or peak, night or day. So you can see here, this is the time. This time is set by the TNB. TNB defined 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. as a off-peak period. Means that the charge of the energy will be much more cheaper. And for the peak hour, is 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., the peak is much more higher. Okay, so basically why we have two, because during the off-peak period, we want to charge the battery, okay, for us to use it. Okay, why? Because it is much more cheaper. So you can use the energy during the cheap period. Okay, you charge during the low price period, and then you can use it to the load, and because of that, you don't have to use the TNB energy that you have to pay during high price. Okay, that's why you have an off-peak and peak period for this type of system. Okay, so of course the location you need to know. This is PV TNB, and of course this is the load, this is time, phase, the sun, the level of the battery, and the energy of the battery. So this one is the load control. Okay, so how to use this? Basically you just connect USB type C. The USB, if not mistaken, this is USB type B. Okay, so you can use power bank or your computer. Just insert this. So you can see it turn on, test the 7 segment, means that all okay. Okay, so you can see here, this is what the output. So basically we start with the day. So this one control the sun. So you can see here, maybe this one is the fast pace, this is slow pace. You can see here, this is slow, nothing change. But if you go to the fast pace, it will become like this. Okay, so you can see here, the load is 34. This one you control the load. Okay, so this is in kilowatt hour. Unit of energy usually we measure in kilowatt hour. So you can see here, this is PV, this is load. Okay, and you can see here the TNB we not use the energy. Okay, so right now we use energy from the battery. Remember, battery when negative is discharge. So basically energy from PV is 27, but the load is 40. The energy is not enough, so we take from the battery. Okay, so basically energy from this one and this one goes into the load. So the energy is balanced. The supply and demand must be balanced. Okay, so make sure you know power, input energy and output energy needs to be same. Okay, sometimes it's not the same because in this system there is a loss during conversion. Okay, so that one may not go into detail, but basically it's almost the same value. Okay, and you can see here the battery level become very low, so I increase the irradiance, okay, to charge the battery. So you can see here, because there is extra energy, the extra energy is positive, will charge the battery and goes into here. Okay, so it increase. But if the irradiance suddenly reduce, okay, the battery will reduce. Okay, so if you too much energy, so you can see here PV energy is a lot, it will increase the battery 81%, 89%, 96%, 100%. So now battery is full, so the load is low, so energy cannot go to the battery anymore. So where there is a go, so the solar energy goes into TNB. Of course it needs to fulfill the energy to the load first, and then it sells to the TNB. That's why it become this one and this one. Okay, so that is what happen when the battery is low. What happen if the battery is high? Sorry. So but what happen is battery is low, so we increase the load. Okay, increase the load. So you can see no irradiance. Maybe this one is at night. Okay, the load is very high. So you can see after 20%, it start to stop energy from the battery. So let me show you again. Okay, before this, okay, you can see there is a, let me reduce this. Okay, so there is energy discharge from the battery, but suddenly it's zero. Why? Because battery is depleted. we cannot discharge fully the battery. It can damage the battery. Usually we set around 20-30% of the battery, okay, just to prevent it from damage. So what happened? The battery cannot supply anymore, and the irradiance, probably there is no irradiance, so the load is supplied by the grid. Okay, the grid will sell the energy. We will buy the energy and use it for the load. Okay, so that is the standard thing happen during the energy management system. Okay, so what happen if you turn on the off-peak charging? So off-peak charging is basically, like I said before, during the night time, 10 p.m. until 8 a.m., the cost of electricity by the grid is much more cheaper. Okay, it's much more cheaper. So if your battery is too low, okay, it's very low, and you can use the grid to charge it during the night when the energy is low. Okay, so just switch this up. Okay, so basically we buy energy from the grid. Okay, you can see battery start to charge and the grid energy is become very high. Okay, but it's okay because at this rate the energy is cheaper. And you can see here until 70%. Why we don't charge until 100%? Because we need to have some room for the PV to charge later during the day. Okay, so that's why usually we set around 70%, and of course the energy just after the battery is already charged, we don't use battery anymore, we just use the grid. It's okay because during the night the energy cost is much more lower, so we can just charge the battery. Okay, so during the day, of course, you can see it will start to use the battery back, but it's okay. The irradiance usually higher during this time, and you can start to charge the battery, and you can see here the battery become increase and it charging around 28-29 kilowatt hour. So that is basically how energy management work. So I hope this educational kit can help you understand how the energy move from PV to the grid to the battery and to the load. Okay, so thank you and have a good day.